Okay, boys and girls, now we're on to our final part of the snowflake project. And if you notice, I see my snowflake, but there's still some scratch marks, there's still some texture showing. I'm going to go around one more time to make sure that my edges are the way I want my edges to be. Because you want to make sure that they're nice and crisp, especially in these small areas that you want to push down. Making sure. So now here I have a buckle where the metal's kind of like being temperamental. See the buckle? So to get that out, I'm just going to push down. Now, I know it looks a little rough there. I'm not going to worry about it because now I take the newspaper away. It's only during the last step where you don't use the newspaper. And that is because you see how this is kind of curling up? By using our tool on our metal right on top of the table, you can make things much smoother. We needed to do it on top of the newspaper first to shush the metal a little bit. But now, this was the part where I had that buckle. I'm going to just go back and forth with the end of my pencil. And if you look up close, the buckle's pretty much disappeared. So I'm going to continue to go around, fixing any buckles, making sure my snowflake maintains its shape. I'm going to stay on the table, carefully going around so I don't lose that perimeter. I'm going to continue to make the texture go away in the background. The process we're using right now is called burnishing. It's a metal smithing vocabulary word. So I'm burnishing the metal. Making sure that it is as smooth as I can make it, being careful that I'm going slow enough so that my snowflake does not disappear. And I can continue on around. Oop, I almost went over my snowflake there. You have to be really, really careful because once you flatten your snowflake, there's no getting it back. So I'm going to continue to burnish the metal. I want to try to get all of the texture to go away. I'm trying to get all the scratches to go away. Trying to make this as flat as I can. Just remember, don't go too fast. Kids get to this part and they want to just zip right through it. But if you zip right through it, your tool can easily slide. Nope, I just did it again. Gotta fix that. My best I can. And if your tool slides and pushes down your snowflake, that's it. Can't get it back. So here's an area of texture that I didn't really get out. Making sure I burnish that flat. And there I have my repoussé snowflake. Now my snowflake is ready for mounting. The first snowflake I showed you as an example was a little bit darker on the negative spaces. So you can go over your negative spaces with a regular pencil. It will add a tiny bit of color to the metal just to make it stand out a little bit more. So this is something that helps your snowflake look better. It adds more contrast, just like the texture here and the smooth background show contrast or a big difference, making things easier to see. And this final bit of working the metal right on the table will help you once again maintain those crisp edges add contrast by making sure the areas are smooth. Also adding contrast from the little bit of pencil lead that transfers over to the metal. Oop. See, I just made my hole bigger, my puncture that I did earlier. Now it's tearing more. So I have to be careful. But again, it's not going to really make a difference once I mount it. Okay, now I would just go around and finish these little spots here and there. As you can see, this takes a lot of craftsmanship. You want to make sure everything is just the way you had it on your white snowflake. Except now it's transferred onto metal, making sure my little triangles are there. This is why I still didn't throw out my paper snowflake, just in case I needed to see it. And if I turn this over, I can see where I've burnished. And I'm finished.